Hey everyone, welcome back to Max and Mia podcast.
Hello everyone. Today we've prepared something special to boost your English.
That's right. If you want to improve your listening and speaking skills, this episode is definitely for you.
Exactly. We've done this activity before, and you guys loved it. So we're bringing it back.
And don't worry, we'll guide you step by step once we get started.
Before we begin, don't forget to follow, subscribe, and give this episode a like. It really helps us grow.
All right, ready? Let's jump in.
All right, so let's talk about what we're gonna do today.
Yeah, this activity is super simple, but really effective. We're going to describe a series of images. Sound good, right?
And your job is to try to describe them too. In English, of course.
Exactly. If you're listening without watching, don't worry at all. Just use your imagination and picture everything in your mind.
And after you've had a moment to think, we'll share our descriptions so you can compare, learn new vocabulary, and improve your grammar.
The goal here is to help you speak more confidently and describe things more naturally.
So yeah, don't stress. Just listen, imagine, and try your best. All right, let's jump into the first image.
Remember, try to describe everything you see. The people, the place, the emotions, the little details. The more specific you are, the better your practice.
And if you're only listening, don't worry at all. We'll show the image for just 5 seconds, and then we'll start describing it.
And hey, if you need more time, just pause the podcast and take a moment to imagine it or think about your description.
Okay, here we go. First image coming up.
All right, so how did it go? Were you able to picture it?
Yeah, take your time if you need to. There's no rush. But let's see what we noticed.
So, the first thing I see here is 2 friends sitting on this green couch in what looks like a really cozy cafe. It's got that chill winter vibe, you know?
Totally. You can tell it's cold outside because they're both bundled up. The woman on the left is wearing this light gray coat with a polka dot headscarf. Super cute, by the way. And a beige turtleneck underneath.
Right? And she's holding one of those orange coffee cups, probably just trying to get warm after being outside in the cold.
And her friend on the right is wearing a black hoodie or jacket, also holding the same kind of cup. It really looks like they just got their drinks and sat down to catch up.
Exactly. Haven't we all been there? You know, when you finally get together with a friend after a busy week and you just sit back with a coffee and talk about life.
Oh, absolutely. And I love the atmosphere of this place. You can see the bar in the background with bottles and glasses. And there are these hanging plants everywhere. It feels really modern, but also super relaxed.
Yeah, it's one of those spots where you could stay for hours. Also, if you look closely, one of them is wearing hoop earrings and some rings. Little details like that can really help when you're practicing your descriptions.
For sure. And their expressions, they're not like super excited or laughing. But they're not worried either. Just calm and comfortable, like they're enjoying the moment.
Exactly. Just 2 friends getting a drink and spending time together. Simple, but real.
So, yeah, that's what we saw. How does your description compare? Did you notice the same things? Or maybe something we missed?
And hey, quick thing. Did you notice how many times we just said get?
Oh, yeah. Get warm, get together, get a drink. We used it like 3 or 4 times in less than a minute.
And that's because get is honestly one of the most important verbs in English. Like, it's everywhere. But here's the thing. It doesn't really have one fixed meaning. It changes depending on the context.
Right. So when we said get a drink, we meant obtain or buy something. When we said get warm, we're talking about becoming warm, so it's describing a change of state. And get together means to meet up with someone.
Yeah, and that's just the beginning. You can say, I don't get it when you don't understand something. Or, I need to get going when you have to leave. Or even, that joke gets me every time when something makes you laugh.
It can also replace so many other verbs. Instead of receive a message, you say get a message. Instead of arrive home, you say get home. Instead of become angry, you say get angry.
Basically, if you're stuck and don't know which verb to use, there's a good chance get will work. That's why native speakers use it constantly. It's just so flexible and natural.
But here's the tricky part. Because it has so many meanings, you really need to pay attention to context. The same sentence with get can mean totally different things depending on the situation.
And we haven't even talked about phrasal verbs yet. You know, like get over, get up, get along, get away with. There are literally dozens of them.
Oh yeah, phrasal verbs with get are super common. Actually, we made a whole video about this on our channel, 25 phrasal verbs with get that you'll probably use all the time.
Right, so if you want to go deeper into this, definitely check that out. But for now, just start noticing when native speakers use get. In movies, songs, podcasts like this one, you'll start to see patterns and it'll become second nature. All right, let's keep going. Ready for the second image?
Yeah, and this one's a bit different. It's actually a sequence. So you'll see two scenes happening one after the other.
Okay, same thing as before. We'll show you the image for a few seconds and then we'll describe what we see. Take your time to imagine the details.
And remember, try to describe not just what's there, but also what's happening. The action, the mood, the setting. That's what makes your descriptions come alive.
All right, here comes image number 2. Okay, time's up. So, what did you notice? This one had a lot going on, right?
Yeah, definitely. So in the first scene, we see a woman shopping at a supermarket. She's pushing a shopping cart through the produce section. You know, where they keep all the fresh fruits and vegetables.
Right. And she's reaching out to grab something, probably picking out some veggies or fruit. You can see the display is full of colorful produce. Oranges, apples, lettuce, all that good stuff.
And if you look at her cart, she's already got a few things in there. I can see a baguette, one of those long French breads, and what looks like a carton of milk or maybe a juice box.
Yeah, and she's wearing casual clothes. A white shirt, gray cardigan, jeans, just your typical grocery shopping outfit. She looks pretty relaxed, like she's taking her time picking what she needs.
Exactly. And then in the second scene, we see her at the checkout. Now she's at the register, and there's a cashier scanning her items.
Right. And this is where it gets interesting. She's packing everything into reusable bags. Those cloth ones, you know. One's green and white, and it looks like she brought her own bags instead of using plastic ones.
I love that detail. Very eco-friendly. And you can see some of her groceries already on the counter. There's a clear bag with what looks like more produce, maybe peppers or tomatoes.
Exactly. So it's basically showing the whole grocery shopping experience from start to finish, picking your items, then checking out and packing them up.
Have you guys ever tried shopping in a different language? Like going to a supermarket in another country? It can be a bit intimidating at first.
Oh, totally. But honestly, supermarkets are great for practicing because there's so much vocabulary you can learn just by reading labels and signs.
For sure. So yeah, that's what we saw in this sequence. How did your description go? Did you catch those reusable bags?
All right, so since we're talking about grocery shopping, let's go over some useful phrases you might need in this kind of situation.
These are super practical. Like, when you're looking for something specific, you might ask, "Excuse me, where can I find the dairy products?" Or, "Do you have any organic vegetables?"
Right. And if you're at the checkout and you brought your own bags, you can say, "I have my own bags, thanks," or "I don't need a bag."
Oh, and here's a common one. Paper or plastic. That's what the cashier might ask you in some countries if you need a bag.
Exactly. You might also hear, "Do you have a loyalty card?" or "Would you like your receipt?"
And if something doesn't have a price tag, you can ask, "How much is this?" Or, "What's the price on this?"
Another useful one. Is this on sale? Because who doesn't love a good discount, right?
True. And if you're paying, "Can I pay with card?" Or, "Do you accept contactless payment?"
Yeah, and don't forget simple things like, "I'm just browsing" if someone asks if you need help but you're just looking around.
Exactly. These might seem basic, but they're the kind of phrases you'll actually use all the time in real life.
So practice them, get comfortable with them, and next time you're in a supermarket, even in your own country, try thinking in English. It's great practice.
Okay, last one. This is image number 3.
Yeah, and this one's a bit different from the others. Let's see if you can figure out what's going on here.
Same process. We'll show it for a few seconds, and then we'll talk about what we see. Ready?
Here it comes. All right, so what did you see this time?
This one's interesting because it's definitely a work environment, but it's very different from, say, an office or a cafe.
That's right. So, the first thing I notice is that we're inside what looks like a factory, or maybe a warehouse. You can tell by all the industrial equipment in the background.
Right. And there are 2 people here. Both of them are wearing bright orange hard hats, which is the first clue that this is some kind of construction site or manufacturing facility.
Yeah, safety first, right? And they're also wearing work gloves. The woman has these yellow and brown gloves, and the guy's wearing yellow ones too.
Exactly. Now, they're both looking at what seems to be blueprints or technical drawings. You know, those big sheets of paper with plans or diagrams on them.
Right, and honestly, we can't really tell what the plans are for. What do you guys think? Maybe building plans? Machine schematics? A layout for the factory floor?
It's hard to say. Could be anything, really. But they look pretty focused, like they're discussing something important or trying to figure something out.
Totally. And if you look closely, the woman on the right is wearing a plaid shirt, blue and gray, and she's got a two-way radio clipped to her chest. You know, those walkie-talkies that workers use to communicate across large sites.
Good catch. That radio is a nice detail. It shows this is probably a pretty big operation where people need to stay in constant contact.
And the guy on the left is wearing a black and red work uniform. Looks like the kind of thing you'd see in heavy-duty industrial jobs.
For sure. And if you look around them, you can see all this equipment. There's machinery in the background. Looks like big industrial machines, maybe for manufacturing or processing something.
Yeah, and on the right side, there's a red toolbox. You know, one of those rolling tool chests that mechanics and engineers use to keep all their tools organized.
Exactly. So this is clearly a hands-on technical job. They're not just sitting at desks. They're out on the floor, working with their hands, solving problems in real time.
Right? And what I find cool about this image is that it shows teamwork. They're both looking at the same plan, probably bouncing ideas off each other, figuring out the next steps together.
Yeah, collaboration is huge in these kinds of jobs. You can't do everything alone, especially when you're dealing with complex machinery or construction projects.
So, quick question for you guys. Have any of you worked in a factory or construction site? Or maybe visited one?
It's a totally different world from office jobs. The vocabulary, the environment, the risks, everything changes.
Exactly. So, yeah, that's what we saw. How did your description compare? Did you notice the radio, the toolbox? What do you think those blueprints were for?
All right, so before we wrap up, let's talk about the vocabulary and expressions you might use in this kind of workplace.
Yes, these are really specific but super useful if you ever work in manufacturing, construction, or any hands-on technical field.
Right, so first, let's talk about safety equipment. You've got your hard hat or safety helmet. That's the orange thing they're wearing. Then work gloves or safety gloves for protecting your hands.
Exactly. And that radio she's wearing, that's a two-way radio or walkie-talkie. In big facilities, people use these to stay in touch because it's too loud or too big to just shout across the room.
Right. And those papers they're looking at, those are blueprints or technical drawings. You might also hear schematics if it's showing how something works mechanically.
And in this kind of environment, you'd hear phrases like, "Let's go over the plans," or "check the specifications." That means looking at the detailed requirements for a project.
For sure. And if something's wrong, you might say, "There's an issue with the machine," or "We need to troubleshoot this." Troubleshoot basically means finding and fixing a problem.
Oh, and that red thing on the side? That's a toolbox or tool chest. You'd say, "Grab the wrench from the toolbox," or "I need to get some tools."
Exactly. And in terms of general factory or site vocabulary, you've got the shop floor. That's the main area where work happens. Equipment or machinery for the big machines, and safety protocols for the rules everyone has to follow.
Right. And if you're talking about the work itself, you might hear, "We're on schedule," or "We're behind schedule." Basically, are you on time or running late?
Or let's wrap this up when you're finishing a task. Wrap up is super common in work environments.
Exactly. So, even if you're not planning to work in a factory, this vocabulary shows up in a lot of technical or hands-on jobs.
All right, so we've gone through 3 really different scenarios today: a cafe, a supermarket, and a factory. Hopefully, you're feeling more confident describing different places and situations in English.
And don't forget, Practice is key. The more you describe things, the easier it gets.
Absolutely. But before we finish, we've got one more thing for you.
That's right. We're going to play a short conversation between two friends, and you'll hear a lot of the vocabulary and phrases we talked about today used naturally.
Exactly. So just listen, try to catch those expressions, and see how they fit into a real conversation.
All right, here it comes.
Hey, over here.
Oh, there you are. Sorry I'm late. I had to stop by the supermarket on my way here.
No worries at all. Did you get everything you needed?
Yeah, mostly. I was just trying to get some groceries for the week, but the produce section was packed. Took me forever to pick out some decent vegetables.
I know, right? I went yesterday and spent like 20 minutes just staring at tomatoes. Anyway, grab a seat. Did you get a drink yet?
Not yet. I'm gonna get a coffee real quick. You want anything?
I'm good, thanks. I already got mine. It's one of those orange cups.
All right, be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, have you been? It feels like forever since we got together.
I know. I've been so busy. Work's been crazy this week. We've been working on this huge project at the factory, and honestly, I'm exhausted.
Oh yeah? What's going on?
Well, we're trying to redesign part of the production line, so we've been going over blueprints and technical drawings non-stop. My boss and I spent like 3 hours yesterday just troubleshooting this one machine that kept breaking down.
That sounds intense. Did you figure it out?
Eventually, yeah. Turns out it was just a simple wiring issue, but it took forever to find. And of course, we had to follow all the safety protocols, so everything takes twice as long.
I bet. At least you're being safe, though, right? Hard hats and all that?
Oh, yeah, always. Can't step onto the shop floor without a hard hat and gloves. Plus, we use two-way radios to stay in touch because it's so loud in there.
That makes sense. Sounds like a totally different world from my office job.
Oh, for sure. But honestly, I kind of like it. It's hands-on and every day is different. Plus, the team is great. We're all just trying to get things done and help each other out.
That's awesome. Teamwork makes everything easier.
Exactly. So what about you? What have you been up to?
Not much, really. Just the usual. Meetings, emails, deadlines. Although I did start going to the gym again, which is nice.
Oh, nice. How's that going?
Pretty good, actually. I'm trying to get back in shape before the holidays hit, and I just eat everything in sight.
Ha, I feel that. Speaking of which, are you free next weekend? A bunch of us are thinking about getting together for dinner. You should come.
Yeah, I think I'm free. Where are you guys thinking?
Probably that Italian place downtown. You know, the one with the amazing pasta.
Ah, yeah, I love that place. Count me in.
Perfect. I'll text you the details once we figure out the time.
Sounds good. Oh, by the way, did you ever get that issue with your car sorted out?
Don't even get me started. I took it to the shop last week, and they said I need new brakes. So now I have to figure out when I can get that done without missing work.
That's annoying. Do they have weekend appointments?
I hope so. I need to call them and check. But honestly, between work and everything else, I just haven't had time.
Yeah, I get it. Life gets crazy sometimes.
Tell me about it. But hey, at least we're here now, right? Just sitting back, getting a drink, and catching up.
Exactly. This is exactly what I needed today.
Same here. It's nice to just relax for a bit and not think about work or errands or any of that stuff.
Agreed. We should do this more often.
Definitely. All right, so tell me, how's your family doing? I haven't heard about them in a while.
Oh, they're good. My sister just got engaged, actually.
What? That's amazing. When did that happen?
Last week, her boyfriend, well, fiancé now, surprised her with this whole romantic setup at the beach. It was really sweet.
Aw, I love that. Are they planning a big wedding?
I think so. Knowing my sister, it's going to be huge. She's already stressing about venues and guest lists.
Classic. Well, congrats to her. That's really exciting.
Yeah, I'm happy for her. Anyway, enough about me. What else is new with you?
Not much, honestly. Just trying to get through this project at work and then maybe take a few days off to recharge.
You deserve it. You've been working nonstop.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe a quick trip somewhere. Nothing crazy, just a change of scenery.
That sounds perfect. Where are you thinking?
Not sure yet. Maybe the mountains or the coast. I just need somewhere quiet.
Both sound great. Let me know if you need any recommendations.
Will do. All right, I should probably get going soon. I've got some errands to run before it gets too late.
Yeah, same here. But this was great. Let's not wait so long next time.
Agreed. Thanks for meeting up.
Of course. Take care.
You too.
All right, so that was the conversation. Did you catch all those expressions we talked about earlier?
It's pretty cool how naturally they came up, right? That's the thing. When you're actually speaking English, you use these phrases without even thinking about it.
Exactly. Sarah was talking about her work at the factory. Jake mentioned stopping by the supermarket. And they were just getting together like we saw in that first image at the cafe.
Right. And notice how they used get in so many different ways. Get a drink, get together, get things done. Get that sorted out. It was all over the place.
That's what we mean when we say it's one of the most useful verbs in English. Once you start paying attention, you'll hear it everywhere.
For sure. So, what did you guys think of today's episode? We'd love to hear from you.
Let us know in the comments. Which image was the easiest to describe? Which one was the hardest? And did the conversation help you see how all this vocabulary works in real life?
And remember, practice makes perfect. Try describing things around you in English. Your morning routine, your commute, what you see outside your window. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes.
Absolutely. And don't forget to check out that video we mentioned about the 25 phrasal verbs with get. It'll really help you understand just how versatile that word is.
Right. And if you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to follow us, subscribe, and leave a like. It really helps us keep creating content like this for you.
And if you have any suggestions for future episodes, maybe other scenarios you'd like us to describe or topics you want to learn about, let us know. We're always listening.
Exactly. We're here to help you improve, and your feedback makes a huge difference.
All right, so that's it for today's episode. Thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for listening, and we'll see you in the next one. Keep practicing and don't give up.
See you next time.
Bye, everyone.